Anyone to succeed in ancient times, you need skills. Xia Ren enters the palace. With his mastery of words, he stuns Li Shimin and wins Princess Changle.
Oh. Salt. It's really salt. I've never tasted salt this delicious before. So salty and fragrant, it melts in your mouth, and there's not even the slightest impurity. Quick, you all should try it too. Oh.
Muttless, dreamless, Your Majesty. This plan of the shrimp ferry is a great merit to the people, to the court, and to Your Majesty.
Indeed. Having such a young gentleman in our great Tang is truly my good fortune, and also the good fortune of all the people.
Your Majesty praises me too highly. It was Your Majesty's asserting eye that recognized my worth. If not for you, I would still be buried in the dirt.
Haha, you really know how to talk, kid. By the way, your fief of 500 households. When you have time, go to the Ministry of Revenue to claim it.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, the young gentleman is a disciple of immortals and has lived in seclusion on mountain for years. Following Your Majesty and traveling so much has been hard on him. Why not let him step down first? The rest of us still have matters to report to Your Majesty.
Very well, if that's the case.
Your Majesty, Your Majesty.
Oh, damn it. Why won't this old scholar leave me alone? The shrimpman has only just arrived in Chang'an. How did he get stuck to us already? Hey, young gentleman, hurry up and go. That old scholar is definitely here to test you. You just arrived in Chang'an and haven't even rested yet. You can't let him take advantage of that.
Hey, Your Majesty, there's no need for this. Sooner or later, this matter has to be resolved. Running away won't help. Confucius isn't a monster. If he's looking for me, I'll meet him.
That's true. Young sir, your literary talent is outstanding, and your sage words have spread throughout Chang'an. An examination shouldn't be a problem.
All right then, since that's the case, let's go together.
Ahem.
I'm telling you, kid, if you don't run now, when will you? What if he quizzes you on Confucian classics later?
Even if I run, I still wouldn't know the answers. Besides, I don't think Confucius would give me such simple questions. As long as it's not reciting from memory.
That makes sense. We'll just have to take it one step at a time. So, you're Xia Xianzi.
That's me, Master Kong. I've long admired your reputation.
I've heard much about you, Xia Xianzi. Your 4 famous sayings are revered among scholars. But since you're an assistant instructor at the Imperial Academy, and I'm the chief examiner, I must test you. Otherwise, I'd fail in my duty to the Academy scholars.
Koningda got straight to the point.
Confucius was right, chief examiner's duty. As the saying goes, a strong youth makes a strong nation. Favored by His Majesty, I, Xia, must contribute to the flourishing Tang Dynasty.
What a great line. If the youth are strong, the nation is strong. Worthy of being prodigy. Hearing satisfying, insightful, grounded, ambitious, and bold. This young man truly has great talent. Among all the students at the Imperial Academy, almost none can compare to him. So, those 4 lines, I can't really claim them as my own. But if I could take this young man as my personal disciple, wouldn't my name go down in history as well? And over time, who knows, maybe those 4 lines would gradually be attributed to me. Heh, I really am a genius. For the next line, I ask Xia Xianzi to answer.
As soon as these words were spoken, everyone was stunned, not because the question was difficult, but because it was way too easy. The very first chapter of the Analects, anyone who's ever studied knows it.
Go on, just say it. As long as you say it, I'll count you as having passed.
Banana peels at your grandma's house. You, an old scholar, are testing me on elementary school recitation. Who memorizes that?
At this moment, Koningda looked at the shrimpman expectantly, but as the seconds ticked by, his face gradually shifted from a beaming smile to a dark, gloomy expression.
Shuzi, what's going on with you? Master Kong, please calm down, calm down. This question, every scholar in the world knows it, and the young master definitely knows it too, absolutely. Yeah, young master, just go ahead and say it.
Master Kong, I may be a scholar, but I don't study the 4 books and 5 classics.
Li Shimin was stunned. His mouth was hanging open so wide you could fit an egg in it. Empress Jiangxuan and Princess Changle exchanged glances. Clearly, this was a bit unexpected for them too. It's easy to say you don't study the 4 books and 5 classics, but where in the world is there a scholar who doesn't read them?
Seriously, if you don't study the 4 books and 5 classics, what right do you have to call yourself a scholar? And among all the scholars in the world, has there ever been someone as shameless and deceitful as you?
Your Majesty, I request all of this man's titles and official positions be revoked. Someone who disrespects sages, how could they have the emperor or people in their heart? This person will betray the Tang sooner or later.
Koningda was agitated. All thoughts he had were extinguished. In his eyes, Xia Ren was an absolute heretic.
Hey, Master Kong, isn't that a bit too absolute? If you haven't read the 4 books and 5 classics, does that mean you're not a scholar? If what Master Kong says is true, then is there any point in the existence of all the other schools from the Zhou dynasty? And besides, during the 100 schools of thought in the spring and autumn period, would you dare go to the graves of Han Fizi, Suanzi, Kiguzi, or Laozi and say that if they hadn't read the 4 books and 5 classics, they weren't real scholars? Your Majesty, this young man is slick-tongued. Please don't be taken in by him. With such conduct, how is he worthy of setting foot in the Imperial Academy of the Great Tang?
Li Shimin fell silent. If Shrimplin hadn't offered such a rebuttal, he would have had to order him to apologize. But now, hearing what Shrimpman said, there was truth to it.
Master, calm your anger. Though young Master Xiao's words were disrespectful to Confucius, they weren't without reason. Aside from Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism thrive, and though other schools have declined, people still study them. We can't say if someone doesn't study Confucianism, they can't be called a scholar, right? Fine. You may have used your cunning words to sway His Majesty, but I won't be fooled by you. You say you follow some school of thought. If you can't name it, then admit you're just being glib and putting on a show.
Your Majesty, the school of thought I speak of is the school of the people. The people as in the common folk.
If you haven't read the 4 books and 5 classics, how can you call yourself a scholar? His Majesty may be swayed by your deceitful words, but I certainly won't be. If you can't say which school of thought you've studied today, I definitely won't let you off. Your Majesty, the doctrine I speak of is not the doctrine of the people, but the doctrine for the people. Ha ha ha. What utter nonsense. There has never been such a thing as the doctrine for the people in this world, and I have certainly never heard of such a school of thought. Before the appearance of the sage, I had also never heard of Confucianism. How shamelessly boastful. You think you're worthy of being compared to Confucius himself? Heh, I think if Confucius were alive, he would never utter such outrageously arrogant words as yours. I have great respect for Confucius. He taught everyone without discrimination, put people first, and was even willing to humble himself and learn from children. So let me ask you, Confucius, let alone humbling yourself before children, could you even speak a word to the common people? You insolent brat. Your Majesty, today when Duke Lu, Duke Yi, and I entered the city, we encountered a group of youths riding their horses wildly down Jichue Avenue. They frightened the townspeople as if they were the plague itself, and some of the commoners were even injured. Confucius, I can guarantee that among these arrogant, well-dressed youths, there are definitely students from your Imperial Academy, and certainly the so-called scholars you speak of. But can such scholars even be called human? Is what the young lord of Duke Yi's household said true? Your Majesty, it is indeed true. So then, why should I, Xia Ren, bother studying Confucianism? I founded the People's School, and my focus will always be on the common people. I'm not as great as the sages. I just want to make the winters in the Tang Dynasty no longer cold, to make the land of the Tang Dynasty incredibly fertile, and to have armor grow automatically from the earth. Though I'm the only one in the People's School, I'll never back down. Even if I fail, I'll have no regrets. Your Majesty, it's late. As your minister, I'll take my leave. No, that's not what Confucianism is like, and that's not what Confucian scholars are like either. Master, are you all right? Should we call someone from the Imperial Medical Bureau? Oof. You insolent brat, you don't even thank me for my efforts. I want to see for myself what changes your so-called People's School can bring to the Tang Dynasty. When the time comes, I will definitely scold you, a good, thorough scolding. Old Bai Deng really has it tough. At his age, he still has to take such blows to the heart. But what the young gentleman described, does that still count as my Great Tang? Can my Great Tang really reach that point? Yes, it can. With the young gentleman, nothing is impossible. For example, Your Majesty, do you believe there could be armor in this world that grows and yields 30 dan per mother plant? Damn it, how many times have I told you, stop going to places like Pinkong Lane? Your marriage to your cousin is coming up soon. If something happens, I'll have completely ruined the Sun family's future. Don't worry, father. We were just having some fun at Liu Baidi's residence. No one knows about it. Even the Hu cavalry were just brought in from the western regions. That's right, Lord Duke. The young master's carriage went straight into young Master Lu's residence, and he never showed his face the whole time, so there's absolutely no way word could get out. This is utter nonsense. Hurry up and carry him out of here. Once he sobers up, tell him not to go out again anytime soon. Yes, Lord Duke. Father, Chonger is still just a child. There's no need to get upset. If you're worried that waiting too long will affect his marriage to Princess Changle, why not move the wedding date up? Wouldn't it be better to get them married sooner and make it a done deal? That's a woman's perspective. The reason I postponed the wedding is because I want Chonger to take this year's imperial examination. If he gains an official title before marrying Princess Changle, he'll face much less resistance in court in the future. That's true, but isn't it just an official title? You could just recommend him yourself. Why bother waiting for the exam? You don't understand. Officials who are recommended rely on family connections. Although the initial exam is easy, it becomes extremely difficult to get promoted later on. Even though I'm a minister, I can't override His Majesty's wishes. Just watch. Although His Majesty usually approves those recommendations, these easy ways to get an official title will eventually come back to haunt them. His Majesty will make them pay for it. Understood. Father, what is it? No, you may leave for now. It seems His Majesty has already mastered the method of making ji yen. If His Majesty could treat this technique as part of the dowry and send it along with Princess Changle when she marries, it looks like I'll have to go to the palace and drop some hints to His Majesty. Your Majesty, this isn't salt, is it? You can try it yourselves, is Your Majesty saying. That's right, this was personally made by the young gentleman himself, and right in front of me. Everything is in chaos now, completely thrown into disorder, especially Jiangsu and Wuji. He can't even imagine how the great clans will react if this kind of salt is introduced. Who do you think should be entrusted with this matter? Your Majesty, perhaps it should be handed over to the Ministry of Works. That would not be appropriate. Prime Minister. The Ministry of Works is the imperial ministry. It's already riddled with problems. If we hand this matter to them, I'm afraid by the next day, all noble families in Channing will know. Based on what you said, Your Majesty, it would be better to entrust this to the Crown Prince. Let His Highness secretly assemble craftsmen to work day and night, isolated from the outside world. Yes, what Lady Fu said is true, Your Majesty. This task is just right for the Crown Prince, and besides, His Highness is no longer a child, he should start sharing burdens. Li Shimon's expression remained calm, as if he was deep in thought. Your Majesty, I disagree. The Crown Prince is, after all, still young and has not yet reached full maturity or wisdom. As for delivering a speech, looking across the whole realm, there probably isn't an easier task than this one for him. Although the Crown Prince is deeply loyal to Your Majesty, if he were to be influenced by those around him, all the effort Your Majesty has invested in him might end up wasted. Haha, what you said is absolutely right. Since no one has a better candidate, why not let Xiaoran handle it? Your Majesty, please reconsider. If the Crown Prince and the other princes find out that such an important matter is not being entrusted to the Ministry of Works or to themselves, but instead to an outsider, it might cause unrest. They wouldn't dare. Your Majesty, why not entrust it to Princess Changle instead? The princess has always been wise and loyal to Your Majesty, and the Crown Prince and the other princes would have no objections once they know. So letting the princess take charge is truly the best solution. You old by dang, so this is what you were waiting for. You really have no shame. Let Changle handle it. Very well, we'll do as Lady Fu suggests. Your Majesty is wise. Your Majesty, Shrimp Fairy has bought a house in Yongchong Lane, and Az's sweet potato should have already been delivered there. Good. Assign a special squad of Jinwu guards to patrol Yongchong Lane. If anyone suspicious approaches, execute them on the spot. Understood. Jingqiue, perhaps your father has found you the best teacher in the world.
Enjoyed the laugh? Then hit that subscribe button now. Chino Tunes, where Chinese cartoon parodies get wild and hilarious.